What's going on, everybody? Welcome on into the Jets Report. My name is Patrick Siepman, and we got some joint practices to dive into today. The New York Giants took on the New York Jets. It was a physical practice, and we got all of the top takeaways that you guys need to know. Aaron Glenn also dropped some awesome quotes as well. So before we dive into all that, speaking about the New York Giants, we're actually going to start a sub battle against them this week. We're just going to do a race to 100 subscribers. So if you guys want to help me out here, hit that subscribe button today. We post a video around your New York Jets every single day, sometimes multiple videos like yesterday. So if you guys want to be a more informed Jets fan, hit that subscribe button. Once you guys are subscribed, hit me with the Go Jets down below. All right, so some great injury news for us New York Jets fans. Quinnen Williams back in the lineup today. He was out there going against the New York Giants first-string offense. And then Mason Taylor. This dude is 8 days off a high ankle sprain, and he was back today making plays. We'll actually highlight Mason Taylor on the tail end of today's show. But great news having these two back. But Aaron Glenn, he talked about the practice here very quickly right after, and he just said it was an up-and-down day. And, Justin Fields hit the ground running right away. He dominated the 7-on-7 period, ended up cooling off during the final session. But overall, pretty solid, but there are definitely some downs that we'll dive into as well. But one quote I do want to share with you guys from Aaron Glenn, and it had me fired up. He was just asked about his job and why he's so passionate about being the head coach of the New York Jets. And he says, I just love what the hell I do. It's not hard for me to come here every day with a smile on my face, ready to work, because I love coaching football. This is the best job in the world for me. Every day, I'm living my dream. I absolutely love this guy. He is such an old school football guy, and clearly he has some love for the New York Jets organization. He was the former 12th overall pick back in the 90s, had a ton of big-time moments for this Jets team. And, it's also nice that the Jets were, coming off an Aaron Rodgers era where, it didn't really feel like a really put-together football team. But now with Aaron Glenn, it is no nonsense. It's about running the football, playing defense. So I'm just thrilled that he's the New York Jets head coach. But let's talk about the practice here. So the Jets defense dominates. And honestly, both defenses, even for the Giants as well, had solid days, but the Jets defense was really getting after it. Now, Ralph Facciano putting this out there on Twitter saying, on the first 4 plays of full team drills, quarterback Russell Wilson was sacked twice by the Jets defense, had a pass batted at the line of scrimmage, and was forced to scramble. Probably not the start the Giants were hoping for. So the first team Jets defense getting after the first team Giants offense. And also some downside to the Jets defense here. This was coming in from Rich Cimini saying the red zone, Russell Wilson carves up the Jets' first-team defense with 2 touchdown passes, both tight windows throws. Russell Wilson, been one of the best red zone quarterbacks since he came into the league out of Wisconsin, but not really too concerned there. I'm also just excited to see Germaine Johnson get back out there. He was talking about how he feels like he has a new weapon with this new Achilles. He feels faster, he feels stronger, so once he gets back into the fold, pair him up with Will McDonald and Quinnen Williams, you're hoping that front 4 for the New York Jets is a really dominant group. So the defense had a good showing today, especially early, but Justin Fields, up and down play. Now, I originally had this as Justin Fields was dominating. He was taking over because he hit the ground running right away. He was carving up the Giants secondary, but at the tail half of the practice, had a couple of miscommunications. Jets offense kind of stalled out a little bit, but the first big play of the day, Connor Hughes putting this out there saying Fields with a big play to Tyler Johnson for a first down. Play wouldn't have counted, though. Abdul Carter was screaming into the backfield, rushing as a defensive tackle. He beat Elijah Vera-Tucker, tapped Justin Fields. Beating AVT isn't easy. Carter is absurd, and I agree. Abdul Carter might be one of the best edge rushers in the league right away, but still good that he was able to connect with Tyler Johnson. We saw those two have that connection in that preseason game, but here is more coming in from Connor Hughes. He finished 7-12 with a touchdown. Now, this is what I was saying about him starting hot. He was 5 of 5 to start practice. Then he went 0 for 4. Then he finished 2 for 3. So, again, up and down play. But he had a really impressive touchdown to Jeremy Ruckert, which is also great news because Ruckert has had an awful training camp, but they still have that Ohio State connection, so hopefully they can build off that. But he also said the offensive performance was a bit alarming in the move-the-ball period of practice. Fields and company had 3 attempts to get downfield. They didn't gain a first down. Only gained yards twice. 2 short Breece Hall runs, 3 sacks that needs to be fixed. Giants defense toyed with New York Jets during that period. And, I would give the Giants credit. I think they have by far the best defensive line in the league. I think Abdul Carter will be a top 5 edge rusher year 1 in the NFL. Brian Burns is a freak. And Dexter Lawrence, Dexter Lawrence is probably the best nose tackle in the National Football League. So I think this is an iron, sharpens iron situation, but up and down play for Fields. Still feeling confident, though, about him heading into the regular season. But let's show him some love here on today's show. Type his jersey number down below in the comments section. Give me those 7s. I love the number 7 jersey. I kind of like it more than 1 on Fields there. But, hey, if you guys want to show him some love, give me those 7s down below. Now we'll get to more takeaways here in a second, but quickly, if you guys want to get some new New York Jets merchandise in your life, we got a sweet deal going on right now. Just click that link, chatsports.com/Jets hoodies. These things are awesome. I could see Aaron Glenn rocking one of these on game days. So if you guys want to help us out and get some more New York Jets merch, hit that link, chatsports.com/Jets hoodies. I'll have that in the comment section and description of today's show. All right, so a big battle that I do want to highlight here at this joint practice. Brian Burns versus Armand Membou. Now, Brian Burns, I think, is one of the most underrated edge rushers in the league. You know, the statistical production isn't going to jump off the screen. Like, he's not like a Trey Hendrickson where he's ripping off 17 sack seasons, but his pass rush arsenal is truly one of the best in the league. And he got the better of Membou a couple of times. He ended up having about 2 or 3 sacks on the day. But also, I think this for Membou, it's just a great test. Like, Membou looked unreal against the Green Bay Packers, going against Rashawn Gary, going against Kenny Clark. It's not like he was playing second and third stringers, but this will make Membou better. This is an iron sharpens iron situation. Brian Burns, a very fast, elusive edge rusher. He likes to have more of a finesse play instead of just a pure power play, which, you know, that is the archetype of edge rusher that, you know, on paper would give Membou problems because he is one of the strongest linemen in the league, but he can get beat moving laterally. So I think this will only make him better. And, you know, if you think Brian Burns is a tough test, you're welcome to the NFL moments coming week 1. You know, every podcast that he's probably going to go on for the next 10 years, and they're going to ask him, hey, what was your welcome to the NFL moment? He's going to say, yeah, I was going against TJ Watt, my first ever NFL career start. So he's getting good looks every day at practice going against McDonald, and then, you know, with Germaine Johnson back in the fold, and then even this week going against Brian Burns and Abdul Carter. But it's just all preparation to be squaring off with that just monster of a human being in TJ Watt. Can't wait to see how that unfolds week 1. But I do want to close today's show out giving some love to the second-round pick. Mason Taylor. This guy had a high ankle sprain 8 days ago. Normally, high ankle sprains mean you're out for 2 to 3 weeks, and it's something that lingers for, you know, about a month. But Mason Taylor might just be a freak athlete. And he had an unreal diving catch today. Fields, he was running a corner route. Fields actually had perfect ball placement on this throw. He was falling out of bounds, was able to get 2 feet in. And the fact that he is making that play 8 days off a high ankle sprain, I have had high ankle sprains before. I can't get out of bed for at least 2 weeks. And this guy is 8 days removed from it, and he's making plays like that, and he is still just a rookie. And I truly believe this. Mason Taylor is going to have a massive year for the New York Jets. I'm a fan of all 3 tight ends that went in the top 45 of this year's draft. Tyler Warren, Colson Lovin, and obviously Mason Taylor. I think all 3 of those guys could be top 10 tight ends in the NFL heading into next season. But he moves very well. He is a great route runner. He's already improving as a run blocker. And with the Jets not having a lot of depth at that tight end position, watch out for Mason Taylor having a big year. Also considering this, when Justin Fields was paired up in Chicago with Cole Kmet, in terms of their targets per season in 2021, Cole Kmet was second on the team. 2022, he was first. 2023, he was second. Watch out for Mason Taylor having a monster year for the Jets. Now let's talk about what Zach Rosenblatt tweeted out. He just aggregated a quote from Germaine Johnson saying, he said he feels like he's going to be good to go, but he understands why the Jets are being cautious. And he had this quote, they're backing a Ferrari off the truck with a little caution right now. I agree. You got to, proceed with caution here. Also, Germaine Johnson, a contract year. He wants to make sure he's fully healthy, ready to go, because if he also has another injury, that contract he's going to get is obviously not going to be as good if he, is healthy this year and goes out there and has 10 to 12 sacks, which is, very, very much on the table. But, hey, I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. And if you guys made it to the end of today's show, just hit me with a Go Jets down below in the comment section. I wish these joint practices were shown live where we could get a totally, clean look at them, because these joint practices mean more than the preseason games. These coaches are actually giving real looks. These guys are really competing with obviously not actually going to the ground, but it's a great litmus test for this team. Iron sharpens iron today. And New York football on the way up a little bit. You may not see it now, but I think later people understand. So hit that subscribe button on your way out. And we'll see you guys next time. As always, go Jets.